Hey guys! So I'm back this week with a great tutorial that I'm really excited to show you and I think you're all going to love. I'm going to show you how to achieve the gradient nail trend, but really easy, really fast, and really cheap with no trip to the salon. Basically everything that you need for this look you probably already own, and if you need to go out and purchase something, it's going to cost you less than $5. So all the tools that you're going to need to complete this look are a pair of scissors, a roll of Scotch tape, one cosmetic sponge, a white or neutral nail polish, a base coat, a top coat, and then 3 colors that you'd like to use for the gradient trend. The reason that I love this look so much is that it's funky and customizable and completely you, and it looks airbrushed and salon finished. So for my look, I chose to use a deep purple, a medium blue, and then a turquoise green. I feel like this gives you the galaxy effect, but a lot easier. And if you wanted to add a couple accents, you could use a dotting tool and a little bit of glitter to complete the galaxy effect. I hope you enjoy this tutorial and please continue to watch.
Okay, so let's jump into the tutorial. I've laid something down on my work surface to protect my table. I would highly suggest that you do this. Basically, because we're going to be applying the gradient layer with a sponge, it gets quite messy. So make sure you lay something down that you don't mind getting ruined, because otherwise you're going to damage whatever work surface you're on. I've already gone ahead and removed my previous polish as well as shaped my nails. So my nails are already prepped and ready to go. I've also applied 1 coat of my base coat. I'm using Sally Hanson's Triple Strong. This is a gel formula base coat. You can also use this as a top coat. You can pick it up at your local drugstore. I got this from CVS. It's about $6 or $7. The reason that I like this product so much is because I currently have natural nails and I work with my hands a lot, so my nails are prone to breaking. This product truly does strengthen my nails as well as help them grow. So I truly believe in this product and I would recommend this product. It's worth the investment. I've also gone ahead and I've applied 1 coat of my base coat. I'm using Revlon Neon Nails. This is a duo nail set. Basically the premise is that they give you a white base coat, which is this side, as well as a neon color. And because you're applying the white coat first, it enhances the color of the neon shade without having to apply multiple coats to get the full neon effect and full coverage that you're looking for. It's basically the same premise that we're working with the gradient layers. Because we're adding the white or neutral polish first, you're going to add more depth and richness to the gradient layer colors without having to add multiple layers of the actual colors themselves. So with adding the white coat first, it'll take you 2 to 3 coats with the sponge application to get the full coverage effect. Whereas if you were not to use the white coat or neutral coat first, it would take you probably 6 or 7 coats with the gradient layer and the sponge application to get that full effect. We all know that once you apply more than 3 coats, you're going to get that sticky, tacky, thick effect with your nails, and it's just really not pleasant. So go ahead and apply the white or neutral polish first. I recommend white. I think it works better than a neutral, but whatever you have laying around the house will work. So next what we're going to do is with our scissors and our cosmetic sponge. This is what the cosmetic sponge looks like. You can pick it up at a dollar store or drugstore. They come in packs of 20 or 30 for under $5, maybe 3 or less. If you go to the dollar store, you can get the whole pack for $1, which is what I recommend doing. Basically, it's this triangular shape and the bottom end is flat. So what we're going to do is, because we're going to be using this square side as our applicator, with a pair of scissors, I'm going to just measure out what I think accurately fits the size of my nail. I'm going to go ahead and cut down this, the actual sponge in half almost. So I would say that my nail probably comes to here. So I'm going to basically cut this sponge in half. And this will give me an easier time applying the polishes without getting the excess all over my cuticles and nail base and such. So when we go to apply it, it's going to be more in direct line with the actual nail rather than getting it all over the sides of our fingers, and it's just not pleasant trying to clean this up. Trust me, the first time I did this, I didn't put down any tape and I didn't cut down the sponge at all, and it was messy and it took me forever to clean up with a Q-tip and acetone. Okay, so next what we're going to do to make the cleanup process even easier is we're going to take Scotch tape and tape off the sides and edges of our nails. That way we don't have to spend as much time cleaning up, the sides of our nails and the nail beds with a Q-tip and acetone. Like I said, when I do my nails, I'm looking for a time saver with a good effect. So I've already pre-cut some strips to go ahead and apply. You can also use these handy dandy Scotch pop-up tapes, and so these already have the strips pre-cut and you can just pull them out. But like I said, I've already cut strips ahead of time to go ahead and apply to my nails. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. Basically, you just need 3 strips of tape for each finger, and you're going to apply 1 down each side and then 1 at the base just to keep any excess polish from going onto our actual finger. You don't have to do this, but like I said, it makes life a lot easier when you go to clean up because you don't have to spend as much time cleaning up, and it can take a very long time. So those are what my fingers look like with the tape already applied. So I'm going to go ahead and do this to the rest of my fingers, and then I'll be back to show you what to do with the gradient layer. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and finished applying the tape to all of my nails. You can see them on the back where they cross over. It may feel a little funny at first, but you'll adjust quickly. It's not a hindrance when you're applying the shades. I've also gone ahead and ordered the polishes in the order that I want them to appear on the gradient of my nail, and I've also gone ahead and opened the polished bottles. As I'm working with the gradient layers, I like to leave the polished bottles open because as we're going through the gradient layer, you're going to need to reapply the polished colors to the sponge. So go ahead and grab the cosmetic sponge that we've pre-cut, and we're going to start applying strips of the polishes horizontally down the sponge in the order that you want the gradient to appear on your nail. So I want the deep purple to be towards the base of my nail, the medium blue to be in the middle, and then the turquoise green shade to be towards the tip of my nail. Also, a pro tip: when you're initially applying the polishes to the sponge, go ahead and over apply because the sponge is so dry, it's going to absorb a lot of the polish initially. So if you over apply it and you think it might come out sloppy, it won't. And it's okay if you overlap the colors when you're applying them. Because the gradient layer blends all 3 colors together, you won't notice it at all, so it's not a problem whatsoever. This is probably one of the messiest nail tutorials that you could ever do that will end up coming out finished and polished and airbrushed looking. That's probably my favorite thing about this actual tutorial and look. I'm applying 2 coats of all the polishes on the sponge because it's sucking up a lot of the actual polishes. This is what it ends up looking like with all 3 shades applied to the actual sponge. So like you can see, this is the order that I want my gradient to go, and when we go ahead and match it up, you're just going to be applying it like this. And just make sure that you keep in mind which way and which orientation you're holding the sponge as you're applying it, unless you want each nail to alternate between gradients where, the purple starts at the top towards one nail or starts at the base at one nail. It's really up to you. This look is very personalized and funky, and it's all personal preference. So I've gone ahead and I've zoomed in a little bit so you can see more of the detail as I'm actually applying the polishes. So I'm going to apply one last and final coat to the sponge. We're going to go ahead and start out and apply our polishes. So we're just going to be applying straight down, almost sponging on just like you would foundation or anything else. So let's go ahead and get started with the first nail. And you're just doing this in a repetitive dabbing motion. And because you're dabbing the sponge up and down, you're actually blending the three colors in together to look very seamless. And if you have any spots that seem as though they're not getting even application, you can just take the sponge at that particular angle. For instance, in the cracks and crevices next to the sides of your nails, you can just actually take the sponge and apply more pressure in that particular space to apply polish to that area. So as you're first starting out, you're going to need to apply the polishes to the sponge for every nail, and as you continue to go, the sponge will have an even coating through the top portion of it to allow you to do multiple nails just with one strip of polish on it. But just to get it started out with, we're just getting it wet and moistened right now, which is why we need to apply one coat of polish to every nail. So we're going ahead and doing the second nail. So these are the first two nails, and as you can see, we're already getting that gradient airbrushed effect just within the first layer. The white polish as the first coat really makes a huge difference in this look. This is my first 4 nails with the first layer. I would not recommend using a sheer or shimmery shade for this particular look for the actual gradient. The sheer shades don't show up as well, so it's good to use a full coverage matte shade for this look because they tend to show up a lot better than sheer or shimmery shades do. If you're looking for shimmer or glitter, you can add those accent effects after we've already gone ahead and applied the actual gradient layer to our nails. And it's also okay if you apply the gradient layers while the first layer is still tacky. Just make sure that you don't apply too much pressure or it will remove some of the nail color, but otherwise you don't have any problems if you're applying it while the first coat is still tacky. You don't have to use professional brands for this look. Any type of nail polish will work. Like I said, just make sure it's a full coverage matte type nail polish rather than the sheer or shimmery shades, because those will not work. Sinful Colors brand, I believe, is in the range of $1.99 to $2.99 per bottle, and they work just as well as the Essie polish does. So it's not an issue if you can't afford or you don't have, the budget for really expensive nail polishes. This will work just as well with, NYC, which is 99 cents to, $1.99, to Essie or Revlon or OPI, which run, $10 or so. They all work just as well. Alright, so that's with the second coat on all of my nails. So that's with the third coat on all of my nails. So as you can see now, it's a very full coverage, and without the white coat, it would probably take 5 or 6 coats with the gradient layer applicator to get this type of coverage. So once we actually apply the top coat to this, it's going to blend everything in together further, and also give us this, it's also going to give this glassy, glossy top, and it just ties everything together so well, and it also locks in all the hard work that we put into this look, and it makes it last for at least a week, if not longer. Okay, so this is what my nails look like now that I've finished all the gradient layers. And so now I'm going to seal it with a top coat, let it dry, remove the tape, and then clean up the edges with a Q-tip and a little bit of acetone. So I'll be back at that point to show you what the final result looks like. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've added my top coat. I used the Sally Hanson Triple Strong again. I also went ahead and removed the tape. I recommend that you wait for the top coat to fully dry before you remove the tape, because if for some reason the tape accidentally hits your nails while they're still tacky, it will remove the polish, and we don't want to do that after we spent all the time, you know, preparing the nails and going ahead and applying the gradient and so forth. So just wait and be patient. I know it's hard, but just go ahead and be patient and finish the look by waiting for the nails to completely dry. I also went ahead and I took a Q-tip and I went around the edges with some acetone and cleaned up the edges. So this is the final look. I feel like it's really polished, it's funky, it looks professional, and no one will ever know that you did this at home and didn't go to a salon for it. It has the airbrush finish, and with the top coat, it looks like glossy and glassy, and I just absolutely love this.
So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please like or subscribe to keep up to date with my newest videos and to let me know that you're enjoying what I'm doing. Please comment down below and let me know what you'd love to see for my next week's video. I'm up for doing a review, tutorial, or a demo. It's up to you. Let me know and I'll do my best to film whatever you'd like. Also, if you end up trying this look, please tag me on Instagram. My new Instagram name is Hey It's Liz with 5 Z's because 2, 3, and 4 Z's were already taken. So please go ahead and tag me. I'd love to see what your finished look looks like and see how you personalize it with your colors and accents. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a great day.